Small wars. When I say small wars, okay, if I were to deploy a million soldiers, or if I were to have special trained 500 men, which one is much more harmful to my economy? I recall in the Second Gulf War, the Pope warned President Bush that this was an unjust war and it was unwinnable. I remember talking to a friend in Jacksonville, Florida, about what he thinks. He says, "Well, this is my country. I'd like to win the war." I said, "Well, I mean, I too would like to win the war, but look at the facts here. I don't believe this thing is this and that and so forth and so forth." And these things are not winnable. But next time I saw him, he had a friend around. Saying, "Man, this is my friend here." Well, that was the FBI. Come to here, IDCD department, so they could charge me with something. So I realized that this guy was talking inside, just saying nothing again. And it ended up after 10 years, stalemate, and fellas can go on for the next 100 years. I don't know who has the energy and the resources to keep fighting over there for the next 100 years. And so I think NATO now has come with a new formula: small assistance and terrorists or some rebels to overthrow the government. And from the start, I looked at the Spring Revolution as something dangerous, and that you need to be careful with it. Overthrowing governments is a bad thing because the Bible says that God allows or appoints governments. And just like marriages, he says that whoever causes a marriage to pull out, then it's a problem. And same thing with overthrowing governments. I mean, if God installed this guy or allowed this guy to get in there, and I think I'm smarter than God, I know who should be there, I overthrow him. I mean, I'm trying to pull down a whole wall on myself, because we see in Iraq, Saddam Hussein was there, and I'm not sure if he's a good man or a bad man. I don't care about all that. All I care about is that he's executed, and now there's nobody to run the show. And every now and then he'll go in the place and he's carrying on. And when he was there, none of that used to happen. And we're looking right through the Middle East, and we're seeing that both the Assads, people are nice and everything's going good, until somebody think that they need to tear the Middle East up and start from it and start, I don't want to get rid of Assad. So I don't know who to put in, because also these folks for the last while happen to develop leadership. People aren't competent enough to run the country because they kill them or they did something to them or avoided them from getting the experience that would be necessary. And so, they're using a small force now to go. By the way, I see all the Libyan guys now, they forgot how they run over Gaddafi. NATO helped them out, and so now they're saying, we know how to overthrow the government, we can go and help Syria. So they behaving like Cuba, remember with Soviet Union, that Cuba overthrew and fighting Angola, fighting in Nicaragua and Grenada and so on. And then Castro sent out Che Guevara, his deputy, go fight and overthrow the Latin America, India, shall into it. So I'm not sure how this thing with these Libyans going over to Syria and then. As a matter of fact, I think I know how to man. Basically, the Arab crisis is fermenting the problems, and it's trying to get this conflagration going so that eventually there's going to be so much fight, and even that's NATO say, go ahead and defend all these places, you cause the problem, go ahead and think. See, because the enemy has different factions. Some want to say, oh no, we shouldn't go there, that's a bad idea. And others say, yeah, let's go. So whichever one, you got your boy. It didn't work, this boy going to say right, it worked, this one going to say it right. But these things are short term, and we don't know in the long term what's going to happen. My view is that they're trying to get enough stuff out there that could absorb all the resources that NATO has, and then need some more. So they might have to start forceful recruitment, the draft, and then you have social problems, and especially with the economic problems, and the world and problems and releasing problems. And you're talking about some serious chaos. The Bible talks about that in the end time there's going to be so much chaos out there that people will be losing their minds worrying about tomorrow. I know it's going to go, it never bother me one bit. But the deal is this. We saw with Bush and his campaign in Afghanistan and Iraq, it almost took $5 trillion and almost broke the world. So a smaller one, maybe, you have to outlaw a lot of money. It's working with the local terrorists, they're dying, and you're just controlling stuff. To me, it's the same thing, because Adam Smith talked about the invisible hand in the wealth of nations, in which he says the invisible hand guides the economy, and the enemy the devil and the Antichrist are saying that. That is self-interest. And that has nothing to do with it. Just as how Nebuchadnezzar in Babylon we can recognize when the hand wrote in the world, many, many tekel farson. You're weighed in the balances, you're found wanting, and this time your kingdom is given to the, and I think this time the kingdom is given to the meeting or something like that. But the invisible hand is the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit working in the economy helps to connect things, keep people motivated, keep people honest, keep people working hard, giving them ideas and solutions and so forth. This is what the Holy Spirit does. A whole bunch of people are just suffering, oh, we don't know what to do with this problem, oh. And then a man will go over and get an idea and he said, oh, and bring it to the marketplace and he said, this is just what we wanted. That's what the Holy Spirit works. On the other hand, when people steal people's ideas in the marketplace and because they're black or because they're poor, we can take the idea and make the money off it. Again, that's a problem because God don't know you. He's not working with you. You don't like him. You don't like him. You don't like you too. So when you steal God's idea, you don't have a problem because you're going to make some money and then you end up at the end of the day, you're going to give away all or you have a whole bunch of problems, you know, in sleep and so forth. Can't sleep well, etc. So the idea then is that if the Holy Spirit is upset, whether it's a large or contingent or small one, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to cause economic dislocation because we notice in the Gaddafi war that most of the nations that participated, the economy started to slip back. So that's the whole key. Small involvement, same economic consequence because there are a whole bunch of other things that we don't understand about war. It has a disconcerting effect at home. People worry about the loved ones. People don't want to invest because they're scared of this and that. A whole bunch of other problems. So, I don't know. On the other hand, sometimes some good men in some positions and not some evil men. Because the Antichrist is right in there. He has his boss from the secret societies and top schools and from graduates and whatever, telling people what to do. And sometimes they have relationships there. So, do I see it small forces, special forces, whatever, and it changed the outcome. You know, the Middle East thing, it's a work in progress. We don't know how it's going to end. When all these nations are in, you know, turmoil, and then they'll call the NATO and say, you got to go and solve these problems, man. You cause it, man. Go out there and do that. You know, eventually they're going to turn on the Antichrist because they're going to discover that they were deceived. You know, he sold them some pie in the sky and kind of twitched their hand because he gave them stuff when they were at school and when they needed, you know, to get into power, he helped them to get elected and so on. But they're going to turn and God says they're going to kill the beast because they were upset that he did them in so badly.